Main part of any portrait or any face structure portrait is that it should look like that portrait or a reference picture. Hey art lovers, it's SP. Welcome to my amazing art channel. In this channel, I upload how to draw portrait drawings. So if you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to press that bell icon. So let's dive into it. So in today's video, I'm going to draw our beloved and Marvel's Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, aka everyone's favorite crush. She's an international crush for sure, and mine too. As always, I'm starting my painting and a portrait with hairs. As you can see that the darker portions are more in this picture, or you can say that in reference picture than lighter portions. I will leave that lighter portions without shading. You can do lighter shadings for that lighter portions, or you can do a layering things for that, but I am leaving that for whiter portions, not shading in that. Using charcoal pencil is my first motive because it pops out the darker portions, and as you can see that lighter and dark portions are differentiated, like you can see in hairs. If you want to know how to do a perfect hairs by layer and side by side, just comment down below. I will make perfect tutorial for that. Biggest mistake people do while drawing hairs is that they don't go with the flow. Going with the flow in the sense that when hair blows and hairstyles is different for everyone. As you can see that for the reference picture, hair is coming from upside to downwards. You can do stroking from upside to downwards. If you will do opposite side, it will look too dull. As you can see on the left side, see that leftovers are looking too bad, as I have did wrong positions and wrong strokes on left side of this picture. I did wrong strokes for you to understand that if you will do wrong strokes, it will look too bad. As you can see that two hard and visible strokes are there. Hard and visible strokes will be different after I will blend them. Now I'm focusing on her eyes. I'm still using pointed charcoal pencil for her eyes and her eyelashes and her eyebrows. If you want to buy good quality charcoal pencils, I have given a little bit of links in my description. If you want to buy, you can click on them. As you can see in reference picture, you can see that her eyes and her eyelashes looks too dark as compared to any other parts of her face, so that you have to use charcoal pencils. But stay focused on using a pointed charcoal pencil because her eyes look too detailed. If you don't use charcoal pencil, it will look too dull and it will fade away. I'm not doing a totally detailed eyes and her eyelashes. If you want to know how to do an eye of a female, just comment down below. I will make another tutorial for that. To make a perfect portrait, you always have to focus on where the shadows and highlights are. As you can see in reference picture, the highlights and the main source of light is coming from right side. So her highlights and shadows will be on left side. As you can see in her nose, the left portion is little darker than right portion. Her right eyebrow is little lighter than her left eyebrow, and the reason behind it that the light source is on right side. I'm not going to shade her face today, as I am just doing a detailed and outline part of her face. Main part of any portrait or any face structure portrait is that it should look like that portrait or a reference picture. Shading and any highlights will not create a perfect portrait, but its outlines and her perfections and details will create a perfect portrait. You can find artists and sketchers anywhere around the world, in roads or anywhere, who can draw in just 10 minutes. The main focus of that type of artist is that the outlines and it at least should look like a portrait of that person or the reference person that is behind or around him. Just focus on her lips. It's totally popping out from her face. I'm just darkening the middle of this portions so that it will look a little bit of high resolution, or you can say that in the middle of the part in reference picture it's darker, and I have left little bit of portion of lower lip for the lighter shadows. I will blend afterwards. On the left side of her cheeks there's a darker portion and a darker shadow portion also. I'm just focusing on shadowing that and little bit of pencil shading, not blending, focus on that. I'm just shading with pencil. On the right side of her face, as you can see that there are darker portions also because her hair is on the back side. As I told earlier, for the hairs, the thumb rule is that go with the flow. Don't go against the flow. If you will go against the flow, you can see on the left side of her hairs. I have done 30 minutes playlist also. 30 minutes playlist in the sense I will draw pictures and portraits in just 30 minutes. Many of the people asked me in the DM and comment box that how it's possible to draw in 30 minutes. My only answer to them is that just focus on outlines and little bit of shadings. It will look like perfect sketch. It will not a good sketch, but it will look a perfect type of sketch. Using grid methods for outlines is the best way you can do a portrait sketch, because it will help in outlining perfectly from a face to nose to lips. If you are an expert in that, you can go directly. If you are beginner in portrait sketching, just ask in comment below. I will make another video for grid methods to make a perfect sketch. As you can see in reference picture, darker portions are also on right side because the hairs are on back side of her face. I am using dark charcoal pencils for every part of this face. The reason is that if you are doing graphite plus charcoal, at some point it will look different from another pencil, and after blending the two layers will be visible for sure. If you are beginner, you will not find any difference, but as an expert or an advanced artist, you can see the difference between graphite and charcoal pencils. For her fingers, I am just outlining it. You can see in the sketch that there is a large number of hard and visible strokes around, but it will fade away after I will blend it. As you can see in this picture and reference picture and painting, you can see 3 rings. I have just outlined those rings. I have not blended it. Portrait sketching or portrait drawing is way more harder than any other sketches in this world. And the main reason behind is that if you do a little bit of mistake in portrait sketching, the portion of reference picture and your sketch will look totally different and it will be a disaster. So in portrait sketching, first focus on outlining and detailing for that, and after that just focus on shading and another highlights and portions. If you want to know a particular portions how to draw it, just comment box. I will try to make particular video for that. Now for her clothes, it looks too detailed. I am not going for a detailed clothes shading or any other detailing in her clothes, and the reason behind is that if you can see that if you focus on her face, you will leave any other detail that's around her or his face. Reason behind neglecting details in clothes and any other things is that just focus on center of her face. You will leave, or her eyes will leave any other detail that's around her. Only focus is on her face. For portrait drawings, at least your portrait should look like that. Detailing her clothes and detailing her hairs or anything will not make a perfect sketch. Her eyes, her nose, her lips will make a perfect sketch, or her outlines for her chin and her forehead will make a perfect sketch. Now I have started blending different parts of hairs and any other things. As you can see a difference in before and after. The hard and visible lines are getting fade away. If you are looking for a great blending stumps, you can find it on my description of this video. Those are a great stumps you can use anywhere or any type of pencil surfaces. You can use it on graphite or you can use it on charcoal pencils. The only focus I have in this drawing is that her outlines, her hairs and any other layer bit of shadows will look perfect. I'm not focusing on her highlights and any other things that left below. Many of the people just shadow her face, or in portraits their face, or any other detail that just shadows face and everything, layer to layer or everything. As you can see that without even shadowing layers or 2 to 3 layers, this portrait looks too good. I'm not saying that it's a perfect sketch or drawing of a portrait, but it looks decent without even shadowing her face or anything else. As you can see that after blending, it looks too good. The wrong strokes on her left side also will look perfect after I will blend them. Use blending stumps just as you use a charcoal pencil or any other pencils. The grip for blending stumps should be little bit of soft. For our hard portions, you can go for a hard grip, but for lighter portions like in her face or any other lighter portions where highlights is visible, you can use a soft grip. Now as you can see that the wrong portions that I did on left side of her hairs, after blending it looks little bit of good in shape but not perfect. So my only suggestion for hair is that just go with the flow. Don't ever go against the flow. I know this sketch doesn't look too perfect, but I have just drawn this sketch in just 35 minutes, and that's enough for any other sketches. But if you are doing a commission artwork or anything else, you can go for shadowing everything that's detailed or anything that left behind. Now I'm just doing a little bit of darkening and any other things that left in her faces. You can see that her right ear is visible now. If you are from India and you want to do a portrait for any other birthday, anniversaries or anything else, you can DM in my Insta or you can comment down below. I'm just now accepting every other orders you can give, and the biggest surprise is coming on this Thursday. Do drawings every day or every alternate day. Portrait drawings are not as hard as it seems. As you will focus on everything that I have said, you will go for a perfect sketch in just few months. I will also make a perfect or advanced shadowing for portrait sketching too soon. So stay focused on my channel. So if you have learned anything from this video or you have liked this video, just subscribe. It will help me a lot to make a different type of good content for you all. Thanks for watching. Tata, bye bye.